What's up guys, I'm Josh Elliott, and it's that time of year again. Everyone is getting excited for upcoming movies like Aquaman, Bumblebee, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and here I am off getting hyped for the Oscar movies and indie movies. So the movies that I get excited for aren't usually the types of movies that have much hype surrounding them. Most of them are just small movies that most people haven't even heard of, let alone will see. I don't think that's right. I think people need to be educated on all of the movies that are coming out, not just the big blockbuster ones, because who knows, you may end up liking these small indie movies that I'm excited for if you just know what they are. So as some of our followers may know, last year I made a video called Top 10 Upcoming Movies You Probably Don't Know About, but should. Quite a few of them turned out to be pretty good. Some of them didn't, but 3 of them ended up getting Best Picture nominations. One of them even won. So I think that gives me enough ethos to be listened to. So this list is a list of movies coming out this year that I am really excited for, but I don't think anyone else is really talking about them. Although this time I couldn't narrow it down to just 10. So this list is actually top 11 upcoming movies that you probably don't know about, but should. Just a quick disclaimer, this list will be ordered by release date. So the first movie on this list, getting released July 27th, is Hot Summer Nights. Hot Summer Nights is an A24 movie starring recent heartthrob Timothée Chalamet about a teenage boy that goes to live with his aunt for the summer and ends up getting involved in a huge drug ring thing with a bunch of other teenagers in the town. Similarly to Timothée Chalamet's last movie, Call Me By Your Name, it seems to be encapsulating the bright, careless, youthfulness of summer, but in a much darker way than Call Me By Your Name. It seems to be tackling some really deep subject matters. I love Timothée Chalamet. It also has Maika Monroe. Not quite sure how I feel about her as an actress, but I do feel like Timothée Chalamet could really carry this movie. The cinematography looks really cool, it looks really warm and vibrant, and it just looks like you're gonna get a buzz from watching this movie. So I'm excited for it, and I think you should be too. So the next movie on this list, being released August 3rd, is Searching. Searching stars John Cho as the father of a teenage girl who suddenly goes missing, and he starts trying to figure out what happened to his daughter. So he starts talking to her friends and to this detective, played by Deborah Messing, only to discover his daughter had a lot of secrets that he doesn't actually know about. And so he's not only trying to find his daughter, but he's also learning who his daughter was and really reflecting on himself as a father. It seems like a really interesting concept, and to add on to that concept, the entire thing is told from the perspective of a computer. This is not the first time that a movie has done this. Unfriended did it a couple years ago, but Unfriended was almost like a found footage horror movie, whereas Searching is the type of story where a majority of the things that happen would rely on online stuff. Lots of the plot is him just researching her friends on the computer. It seems like not only a creative choice, but also a really smart choice. So this looks really fascinating, interesting, I'm intrigued. So the next movie on this list, being released August 24th, is Papillon. Papillon is not only a true story, but it's also a remake of a movie in the 1970s starring Dustin Hoffman. This movie stars Charlie Hunnam. It also stars Rami Malek, if that's how you pronounce his name. Papillon tells the story of a French convict who is imprisoned in this really secure island. In the 1930s, he and another prisoner actually managed to escape, and so it's this story about how they escaped from this prison. The trailer looks absolutely riveting. I'm not the biggest fan of historical movies, but I really love learning about historical events that I did not know happened. I didn't know about this, and I'm not even quite sure how big of a deal it actually was, but the fact that it seems to have this movie plot, yet it actually happened, that really intrigues me. It looks action-packed, looks like a lot of fun, even though it's really intense. The next movie on this list, coming out September 14th, is White Boy Rick, which I actually didn't know existed until I saw a trailer for it before Sorry to Bother You. White Boy Rick stars Matthew McConaughey and this other actor that I have never heard of, and it tells the true story of a drug dealer hustler. He was heavily involved in the drug business, and he was only 15 years old. And I think his dad helped him out with it. A bunch of other people helped him out with it. I'm not the biggest fan of drug movies, but this year has some ones that are intriguing me. This is the second drug movie on this list. They're both about young drug dealers, and I think that's what fascinates me about this and Hot Summer Nights. White Boy Rick, though, seems to have a much more raw tone to it, especially since it's a true story. That's very intriguing. The actors look really good. I'll be buying a ticket. The next movie on this list, coming coming out September 28th, is The Old Man and the Gun. So The Old Man and the Gun stars Robert Redford and Sissy Spacek. Robert Redford plays a bank robber that has been on the run for a long time. Well, I say on the run, but he's really just kind of strolling through it, because the funny thing about his character is that he's such a polite robber. He just walks up to the counter, very gently shows them the gun, is very polite to them, and then just takes the money and leaves. He's this very peaceful guy, and he has this romance with Sissy Spacek that looks really cute. Casey Affleck plays a detective that's trying to catch him. It looks like a very cute movie with an interesting concept, and I think it could be really something special. The next movie on this list, coming out October 12th, is First Man. So The First Man is directed by recent Oscar winner Damien Chazelle and stars recent Oscar nominee Ryan Gosling, and it tells the story of the very first mission to the moon. Ryan Gosling plays Neil Armstrong, Claire Foy plays his wife, and you may be thinking that this is like some big heroic story. No, this movie looks like a horror movie. When we tell historical events, we tend to kind of just take them for granted. The moon landing was a big heroic story, and so people view it for the heroic impact that it had on American history. But really, it was terrifying when it happened, and I kind of never thought of that. The way it's filmed, it feels very claustrophobic, it feels very tension-filled. This seems like a masterpiece waiting to happen, because Ryan Gosling, Claire Foy, and Damien Chazelle look like they are killing it in this movie. I'm ready. The next movie on this list, also coming out October 12th, is Bad Times at the El Royale. There is a hotel called the El Royale that is on the state borders of California and Nevada, and bad things start happening there. That's really all I can say. There are like people with guns, everyone seems to be hiding secrets. Dakota Johnson's in this, Chris Hemsworth is in this, Cynthia Erivo, if that's how you pronounce her name, John Hamm is in this, and last but not least, Jeff Bridges. This is just a star-studded cast, and I feel like the plot of this movie may be just watching a bunch of these famous Hollywood actors shoot at each other. I'd be fine with that. This seems like so much freaking fun, but it also looks very well made, very well shot. The production design, the costumes. I'm so ready to see all of these movies. The next movie on this list, also coming out October 12th, is Beautiful Boy. This is the second Timothée Chalamet movie on this list, and it's also the second movie on this list where Timothée Chalamet plays a drug addict. Although this one is a much more emotional movie. Beautiful Boy is based on the true story of a father and son, in this movie played by Timothée Chalamet and Steve Carell. They were really close growing up, and then Timothée Chalamet's character just starts to get into drugs, and he starts really messing up his life, and it messes up his relationship with his dad. It's just this tragic family drama about a family trying to grasp onto what they used to have and trying to fix their problems. The trailer does look a little cheesy, but in the hands of these acting powerhouses, hopefully they'll be able to pull it off. Beautiful Boy is a movie I will be seeing with my dad. I hope it's good. Check out the trailer. The next one, coming out November 2nd, is Boy Erased. The trailer for Boy Erased dropped just a couple days ago. Already, it's in my top 2 most anticipated movies of the rest of the year. Boy Erased is a true story about a teenage boy played by Lucas Hedges who is sent to a conversion camp by his parents because he's gay and they are Christians and they don't want him to be gay. It's just the story of him at this conversion camp, and I feel like eventually his parents became accepting of him being gay, and that's why they made a movie about this. I don't actually know what happened in this situation, but Lucas Hedges plays the son, Nicole Kidman and Russell Crowe play his parents, and Joel Edgerton plays the main leader at this conversion camp. It looks just super beautiful and emotional and sad. There are lots of gay movies that have been coming out, I've noticed, especially since After Call Me By Your Name, but I don't really think I've seen a movie yet try and tackle the seriousness of a gay conversion camp. I'm really excited to see how this movie does it. Joel Edgerton is also writing and directing this movie, and he wrote and directed The Gift a couple years ago, which I adored. I'm ready for Boy Erased. I'm probably gonna cry. The next movie on this list, also coming out November 2nd, is Suspiria, which is a remake of a 1970s film with the same title. I have not seen the original film. This one is directed by Luca Guadagnino, and it stars Dakota Johnson and Tilda Swinton. So Suspiria is about a ballet dancer who transfers to this dance academy that's really freaking creepy. They don't actually answer this question in the trailer, obviously, but it looks like it may be some kind of supernatural witch coven. It also has a very 70s vibe, but this looks really gritty and scary and dark. and I am excited for that. So here we are. The final film on this list is Mary, Queen of Scots. I'm not the biggest fan of historical movies. I'm not the biggest fan of political movies either. But you know who I am a big fan of? Saoirse Ronan and Margot Robbie. In this movie, Saoirse Ronan plays Mary, Queen of Scots, and Margot Robbie plays Queen Elizabeth. I don't know much about this story, but based on the trailer, Mary, Queen of Scots was the ruler in Scotland, Queen Elizabeth was the ruler in England. They were cousins and they ruled in harmony, but Queen Elizabeth couldn't produce an heir, but Mary, Queen of Scots could, and so Mary believes that her child is going to be the ruler of Scotland and Europe, and so this turns into a war. This looks absolutely freaking brilliant. These are two acting powerhouses, such strong female actresses playing such strong female characters. The movie just looks like it has such a grand spectacle to it. The costumes, the makeup, the cinematography, the production design, just mwah. I'm ready for Mary, Queen of Scots. I'm ready for all of these movies. I hope you are too. I hope this video was very informative to you of all of these movies that are coming out soon. I urge you to watch the trailers for these movies. I urge you to watch these movies when they come out. Support these smaller movies, and even movies like Mary, Queen of Scots, which probably aren't going to be smaller movies. They're sophisticated. They're going to be big award winners. Educate yourself and branch out to these more unique movie options, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see all of these movies, and I can't promise all of them will be good, but it's good to at least support these types of movies and these types of filmmakers and actors. Oh, and I forgot to talk about this in the previous video. Follow me on the website Letterboxd. Letterboxd is a website where film people can create an account and review literally any movie. It's a great way to communicate with other film people and express your opinions on movies, get your stuff out there for the public. Even though I only have 3 followers, I still love Letterboxd. I review every movie I see on there. I just like getting to know people through it. So I recommend you give Letterboxd a look. Follow me once you join, because I don't have many followers. And on that note, click here to subscribe to High School Film Nerds and click here to watch our last video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.